second. I think we're on the air. It's Visual Radio. Welcome to Thursday, the 24th, the day after Danny Klein's birthday. And on Danny Klein's birthday, Tom Hauck is here in the studio. A weight rescue, which many cats and dogs do. You can have that.
Well, thank you.
A weight rescue. We're here live in the studio last night. They were great. We did an interview. Two of them from Medford. Two of them are from Medford, so we're going to have them on Project Open Voice. Tom, you're going to be on a Medford channel, a new thing called Project Open Voice, Piston Head. And we're going to talk about Piston Head here on Visual Radio. And Dan, if you're leaving, just put a wide shot, you know. And Dan, how do you say his last name? Joe Hollahan. Dan Hollahan, producer of the year, is there.
You were producer of the year, weren't you, in 2010?
Very good.
I saw it outside. You were producer of the year.
I know.
That's fantastic.
We had Gilbert Gottfried in here. We had Gallagher sitting where you are.
Ryan?
We had Fred Pino by telephone.
Fred Pino, yes.
So, back in 1974, I'm going to talk about you, but I'll just set up. 1974, I played the Cantab with Fred Pino.
Okay.
And Saturday night, I'm doing my once-a-year gig. I'm going to play at the Cantab downstairs.
Okay.
With Danny Rebar, who is in Annie Activator, and they're going to back me up for 3 songs. So, but it's like 38 years after I played with Fred Pino. Here I am back at the Cantab with Mickey Bliss, and you played with Fred. So I was with Fred in 74 to like 78, 79, and then he joined the Atlantics around 78, 79.
Yes, in 78. Summer of 78, I think it was. Maybe it was 79. One of those years.
June 29th, 1978 was my first Paradise show. Did you guys come to that show?
Did I come to it? I don't remember.
A couple of the Atlantics were there to see Fred.
Fred has the memory. Of all the Atlantics, Fred has the memory. The rest of us all kind of like, yes, sure, you know, whatever you say, Fred, terrific. Fred is the guy that knows what happened, and the dates and all that stuff.
Fred turned me on to one of my favorite bands. I would never have heard of them if not for Fred Pino, originally, the Roxy Music.
Roxy Music, yes.
You guys got to tour with them.
We did. We were lucky enough to be on tour with them when they put out Manifesto. They toured the United States and then off to Japan. So we were attached to them for their U.S. Leg of that tour.
Love that song. Love that album. Love the 45, which is different. There's a harder rockin' version on the 45 of Manifesto. Not that it rocks, because it's kind of a slow, moody.
I'll take your word for it.
It's edgier. Kind of like Flamin' Groovies did Shake Some Action, and there's like a soft version on the album and a hard version on the 45, which is much better. The 45 rocks. You know the song Shake Some Action?
Yes, I know the song.
But Roxy Music, what a cool thing to tour with them.
Well, it was great. It was great for us because Bruce and I, and I'm sure Fred too, were fans of Roxy Music from the beginning. We saw them at the Orpheum when they first came over. And
we were there. Fred and I were there.
Yeah, we were great fans and saw them a bunch of times. And so when MCA Records and Premier Talent, in their largesse, actually footed the bill to put us on tour with Roxy, we were thrilled. So it's mainly the one good thing they did for us.
Interesting.
Yes.
But
the bad things we won't list. The good thing is the Roxy tour.
You know, record companies are corporations, and
yes,
artists don't view it as corporations. They view it as people who are going to take care of the art. But they don't take care of the art, they take care of the bean counting.
Yeah, and also corporations are full of people who make mistakes and are fallible and are just on their own little trip, and so who knows what they're thinking about.
Now, Tom, if you and I were back in 1968 and someone said...
68? Okay.
And Gene Martin comes over and I'm 14 years old at the time, right? But Gene says, hey, you know, here's $3 million and start a record label. I mean, if you sign a band, you stay with them. Stay with them for 10 albums. Fleetwood Mac.
10?
Fleetwood Mac.
If they don't sell, still 10?
They sold nice.
Okay.
They sold a few 100,000, 200,000, maybe 100,000, but they were doing good things, Fleetwood Mac, and then they exploded.
Yes.
Which is my point. You're building a trademark.
Right.
You're building a brand.
Okay.
Yeah, stay with the band for 10 albums. Bobby Hebb, Sonny.
Yep. Okay.
He gets an album out, one single, you know, it's a monster. There's 1,000 cover versions, and they keep giving him single after single and not albums. I had more albums out than Bobby Hebb. How is that possible? The guy's a worldwide singer, a world-class artist, and he gets 3 albums, and I had 4. I mean, I don't understand this because the guy, I'm not worthy. He's genius.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. You stay, especially when someone writes A Natural Man or Sonny.
Yeah.
And he lived up in the Rockport area, up near where you are now. Yeah.
Okay. I'm in Gloucester, yeah.
Yep. David Robinson's still up there from the Cars?
I believe he is, yes. Haven't seen him in a year or two, but I'm sure he's still in Rockport.
I haven't seen David in a while.
Yeah. He has, and I believe he still has, an art gallery in Rockport on Main Street.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so David Robinson of the Cars has an art gallery on Main Street.
Yes.
And Danny Klein used to have a restaurant where he was chef.
Great. You never know. People
know?
have these, these talents and these things they want to do. You never know what they're going to do.
Yesterday was Danny Klein's birthday. So Piston.
Well, happy birthday, Danny Klein.
Yeah, happy. He sent me a nice note on Facebook.
That's very lovely.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I'm sure he is.
The band ever play with Jay Giles?
We never did.
That would have been a nice pairing.
It could have been.
Pop
But hey.
and blues, but they were blues pop and you guys were pop. Rock,
Yeah.
pop rock.
Yeah,
But it was all rock.
it's all pop music. It's all music. But we never crossed paths with Jay Giles. I saw them perform, but we never played on the same bill with them.
Before the Atlantics got their album deal, did you get some great gigs with some major artists? You must have. Paradise and maybe the Central or something.
None of the artists that we played with were major then. Some became major.
Okay.
I mean, one of our first concerts ever was in April of 1976. Remember, it was March. We played at Tufts University, Klein Auditorium, on my alma mater, where I was at school at the time. And it was Willie Alexander and Fox Pass and us. And at that time, that was pretty cool, because Willie and Fox Pass were like, already going up the ladder. They were already above us.
I was there.
You were there.
I saw
You were everywhere. You did not miss a single show anywhere.
Well, I don't remember the show until you mentioned it, and it's like, okay, I was there.
You were there.
It was a good show. It was a great show.
It was a great show.
Boy, to go back to those days. Willie, the Atlantics, and Fox Pass.
Sure, why not?
All guests of Visual Radio.
And then-
now that you're here, all guests of Visual Radio.
Of course. Well, the Visual Radio was a place to be. And then in May, I was graduating. On graduation weekend, we graduated Sunday, 9 a.m., bright and early. But on Friday and Saturday, we played our first sort of, major show at the club in Cambridge. In Central Square with the Ramones. So they were there for 2 nights. We opened for them for 2 nights.
That's awesome.
And that was awesome. And it was great. So, but
Wow,
at the time, the Ramones
wow.
weren't anybody, in commercial terms, but they were
bubbling at the time.
They were people that we wanted to be with. They were part of the scene. And the scene, as you know, at that time, was very small. And if you were doing original, high-energy pop 3-minute music, you were in the scene whether you wore coats and ties like we did, or leather jackets, or ripped blue jeans, or whatever it was you were doing, or sawing, guitars in half with a chainsaw, like Wendy Williams. Whatever it was you were doing, you were part of that scene if you were doing high-energy 3-minute pop songs. You were in.
I did low energy 3-minute pop, but it seemed to work. No, we did low energy and high energy. You people did too. You had your ballads.
We did.
Lonely Hearts is my favorite. I mean, there's so many great favorite Atlantic tunes. Lonely Hearts is just so in the pocket.
Thank you.
Did you write it?
Most of it. Actually, that song has an interesting history because songs sometimes appear sort of full-blown all at once. Other songs just kind of make their way out over many years sometimes. Lonely Hearts I first wrote in 1976. It was inspired by Miss Lonely Hearts, the novel by Nathaniel West, and it was about a guy who writes to a lovelorn columnist named Miss Lonely Hearts, and that was the song. That was what it was about. Cool. We did the song for a couple of months. It kind of it wasn't very good, so we sort of dropped it. It kind of went away, and then in '78 or '79, I kind of dredged it up again, and I was inspired by, or I stole, I guess, the idea for the eighth notes and the 4 on the floor kick drum from the song Homicide by 999. Because I had seen 999 play at the Paradise. They had a song called Homicide. There was the same kind of chord progression as Lonely Hearts, had the same boom, 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 no, 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 and it was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. So I rewrote Lonely Hearts to basically mimic Homicide.
With a little Phil Spector thrown in.
Yeah, and then so we had that. It's a long story. And then our manager at the time, Fred Mineo, said, the song is pretty good, but it needs a real chorus. There was no real chorus. And so I said, oh, chorus, okay. And so Bruce Wilkinson, our wonderful bass player and head songwriter, helped me write the chorus. So he helped write the chorus, the release part.
I can hear your heart. That's the chorus?
Yes, yes. He helped put that together. So then we had the whole song together, and then we thought, this is a pretty good song. We put the break in the middle with Fred's fantastic guitar solo, and then...
Fred's very proud of that guitar solo.
It's a great solo. It's a classic solo. It's a great solo.
He's truly gifted.
Fred is great. We saw Fred play at the club, Bruce and I did, and after about a minute we said, that's the guy we want for our band.
That was my band. That was my show.
Well, I'm sorry we stole Fred from you.
Well, that's okay, because we had Blowfish. I had 2 guitars, so I lent one to my friends in the Atlantics. Blowfish is great. You know Paul Lovell, the comedian?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
So I had Fred and Paul, and it's all... And, Fred and I were in a heavier band, and my band was more pop, and Paul was more pop, so we started doing more Love and Spoonful and stuff when Fred left, which is kind of good because you evolve.
Yep.
And we were doing, and then we started, Fred and I did some covers, but we injected more covers, and we had we'd play Worcester and Rule. Did you ever do Cersei's out there in Worcester?
I don't think so.
Oh, they would keep calling us out. We'd do Cersei's, and it was like... We had a rain in Worcester for whatever. It was nice. It was fun.
All right, Kings of Worcester.
Good memories, though, the tough show with you guys.
Yeah.
The scene is not the same. It's there are 3,000 bands. We spawned.
3,000, okay.
There's 3,500. There's just band after band out there.
Okay.
In a jungle on the internet where... I think that we were personality-driven. Everyone knew the Atlantics. Everyone knew Willie Loco. Everyone knew even Trax. There were bands. Mark Thor. Everyone had a personality, and you kind of knew. We were all famous in our little scene.
Yes, our tiny minds, we were famous. we
weren't that famous. We were actually famous in our scene. There was a scene sprawling across
there's a little
the whole
scene,
city.
and we were all there, and we were all trying to get out of the scene and make a bigger scene now.
Yeah, but it existed, and like New York had the same kind of thing. They were all personalities, and you all knew their names.
Right.
New York Rocker, but we'd see our names, and Debbie Frost, who's still my friend on Facebook.
Okay.
Debbie used to write for New York Rocker. I think she was the first DJ to play punk in Boston, not Eddie on MBR, but Debbie on HRB.
Well, there you go. There's some news.
Debbie was playing it, and then she was writing for New York Rocker. She left the scene. Eddie came in and started the MBR thing.
Okay, well, there you go.
But we knew the DJs. 30, 40 years later, you still know who the jocks were.
Sure. Well, there weren't many of them. So, there you go.
How long has Piston Head been out?
This CD, I put the CD out in March. Mid-March.
So it's brand new, people.
So it's brand new, folks. Yes. My first solo CD.
And it only took you 40 years.
Yeah, well, I'm a late bloomer. What can I say?
It's the different world where an act will wait 10 years before a release.
Well, I wasn't waiting. I was just doing other stuff.
No, I know. But I'm just saying mainstream acts.
Right.
Even Madonna will now plot it out 6 years. Remember when it was a sin that Sly Stone took 2 years between releases?
I mean, he was lucky to be doing anything.
Right. But the point was, the record labels want a new release every 9 months,
Well, they want the cash flow.
Months.
They want the income. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
Right. But they also want to space it out.
Yeah.
Right. They're selling a product. They want product in the marketplace. We got Katy Perry, who's got 11 singles now for one single or one record, 7 or 8 or whatever it is.
Well, that's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but that's great for her. Anyway, Pistonhead, yes. Pistonhead came about because I had a whole bunch of songs, and they're in my head, I'm playing them around, and I'm living in Gloucester, which is great, and I discovered by chance this fantastic recording studio named Bang a Song Studios in Gloucester, 5 minutes from my house.
Ass rocks.
Yep. And Tony Goddess runs it. Tony Goddess is a great guitar player, bass player, producer, member of Papas Fritas, Jenny Dean the Delinquents for a while, great guy. So I went down to visit him. I walked in, I said, this is great. I got to do a CD with Tony.
Nice studio. There's a picture.
There's a picture of the studio. Yeah, it's great. Right there in Gloucester.
Pistonhead.
And so I said, well, I got myself. I got Tony here. Tony's a great bass player. We need a drummer. And Tony said, I know John Lynch from the Neighborhoods. I said, fantastic, call John Lynch. He called Johnny Lynch, and John Lynch came down and played drums.
Is he in Boston, John Lynch? Or?
No, he lives somewhere, somewhere else. But he came down.
A hike.
Well, for John, it could have been a little hike,
Yeah.
but he was a good guy, and he came down and played drums on the tracks. And he's a fantastic drummer. And there we go. So I had the whole deal.
Now, did you have the songs written, or did you jam in the studio a bit? Or?
No, I had them all written. I walked in there all because I'm on kind of a I can't afford to use the studio to write and rehearse songs.
The way the Rolling Stones do, right?
Yeah, I gotta get. I'm very organized. I'm marching there, bang, bang, bang. I got a list of things I gotta do, and I gotta do them. Guitar tracks, vocal tracks, whatever it is, we do them.
Now, when you recorded the Atlantics album, was that in New York?
The album,
Yeah.
Big City Rock.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the Hit Factory in New York.
And Fred Mineo producing?
Fred Mineo did not produce it. A guy named John Stronach produced
Oh,
it.
right. What did he do? He
He didn't do a whole lot, much of anything. Let's we're
But you're in the Hit Factory in New York, and
Yes.
all that equipment back in the day.
All
And
that
now-
equipment.
Now it's all digital.
Well, yeah, it was analog then. I mean, we had we had strobe tuners, which are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's not just the equipment; it's the people who are running the the board and stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But you were in this environment. You recorded for was it MCA at the time?
It was ABC.
ABC.
So that's another corporate shenanigans going on there.
Right, because ABC gets swallowed up by MCA.
They were bought by MCA, and I think they knew they were being bought when we did the album.
That doesn't we were touching on that earlier. People, Tom was mentioning how there's so many personalities here, and sometimes an A&R man takes him 18 months to get a project through, and the songs you were working on 18 months ago are now on the back burner because you got new inspirations and new songs.
Well,
and the A&R guy's trying to push an album through, and they want to still work with the old music, which you've already recorded and already played out, and there was that.
Yeah, there's a sort of time lag
with the major labels.
Yeah, or just in general, but a good song will last. A good song will stick around and find its way. There's a song on here, one song in here called "She's Bad," which I may play tonight if I have time. "She's Bad." I first wrote, and we did with Ball and Pivot.
Oh yeah.
Back in 1986,
now,
87. But it's stuck in my head for 30 years. Like, well, if it's stuck in my head for 30 years, it's got to be an interesting song.
It wasn't on the Ball and Pivot EP.
No, it was not.
So which song is it?
"She's Bad."
She's Bad. It's track 7.
Track 7.
Okay. Now, Ball and Pivot, who was in that with you?
Ball and Pivot was a band that Bruce and I started. We came to a point in 1982 or so when we thought the Atlantics had just sort of run out of gas, and we had gone as far as we could go, And so Bruce and I left and started Ball and Pivot, and it was Paul Caruso who played drums.
Great guy.
Great drummer.
Studio owner.
Yep. Bruce sang. I played guitar. Tim Long played keyboards.
Oh yeah.
And Paul Newman played bass, and then Gene Gilmartin came in on drums after Paul left. So Paul lasted only a year, and then he left to do other stuff.
And Aruba was involved with Ball and Pivot. The country of Aruba. It's a country, right? Or is it
it's a little island off the coast of Venezuela, yeah. And our
it's a country too, right?
It's quasi-independent. It's a territory of, I think, the Netherlands.
So Tom got involved.
They speak Dutch there.
With this Dutch territory, maybe this island,
well,
Aruba.
Our manager made a deal with the Aruban tourist department or office,
which is brilliant,
to have us shoot a video in Aruba for the song "Down."
I remember it vividly.
Salacious song "Down," and so we went to Aruba, did this video with Luis Ira, who was the director.
And he did a lot of stuff.
He did a lot of stuff. Yeah, he did the Buddy System. He did a lot of bands.
And you brought Tim from the Paradise down, right?
Was it Tim? I guess it was Tim.
The stage manager.
Yeah, I guess Tim came. Billy did. Billy came.
Tim
I guess
McKenna.
Tim came. I guess Tim came. Yeah. The whole crew came. Of course, the whole crew came down. So we had a week of a lot of hard work. Actually, it was not fun. It was just we were just up at 6 a.m. shooting all day till 9 p.m. and then we were just dead. So
it was a beautiful video.
It was a very unusual and fun and different video. This is kind of in the era of Duran Duran, the whole international kind of thing going on, and that's what we kind of thought we were tapping into. In retrospect, I'm not sure if it was the best choice for us, but we did it, and so it was great. You know.
I have memories of it on V66.
V66, yes. Yep.
Now the Home Shopping Network people, but V66 was the video channel that competed regionally with MTV. And then maybe VH1 was emerging at the same time. But
I think V66 was actually first, I think. Yeah, anyway, but it was
did you get MTV Play?
a few times with Down. Yes, a few times, but not then it kind of went off quick.
It's still amazing that you know, it's because it was a whole new world. And even Michael Jackson had a problem getting on MTV.
Yeah, well, that's a different story, but
but it was the whole legacy, and now it's just another channel. I don't even watch it.
But it was a funny story with the whole video. I mean, it was we were kind of pushing the limits. I remember going to New York with it to try to sell the video and the record to A&R guys in New York, and I met with Michael Alago at Elektra.
Good guy.
And he saw the video and the record, and he goes, "Tom, it's a good, but I'm glad it's not mine." I'm like,
why, Michael?
Because he couldn't sell it. He fears he couldn't sell it. It was too hot or something. I don't know.
He signed. Was it Metallica? He signed some metal band.
Yeah, something like that.
Michael's a nice man.
Oh, sure. He's a great guy. I mean, he actually saw us, so that was
Yeah, I know.
Opened the door for us. Let us in his office.
No, the A&R people, if they said no, they saved money, and
Well, it's all a gamble.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Roulette. It's a lottery. All right, so you have how many tracks here? 12.
12.
And when did you write them? Like one of them is from Ball and Pivot. She's bad.
It's probably 4 of them are from the 80s and 90s. 4 of them are from the past 10 years, and 4 of them are from the past 6 months. So there's a whole kind of mix of them. Some are brand new, some are older, some are whatever.
Think of more things to talk about on your record. We're going to open our mail now.
Let's see. Gosh, what can I talk about?
This is from David Bieber at the Boston Phoenix.
Okay.
He's a friend of yours, right?
David Bieber?
Yeah.
I knew him from way back. He was at BCN, wasn't he?
He is the first one to turn me on to one of your records because you had the Something Hot label, and David turned me on to what you were doing.
Really?
And
Well,
that's
thank
how
you,
we got
David.
back in touch.
Thanks, David.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, David sends me all sorts of stuff in the mail. I don't know why.
He does. Okay.
Metro Source.
Well, there you go.
He knows I collect stuff.
Is that metrosexual or metro?
I don't know. You can say that.
He looks very well groomed, this guy.
Multicultural.
The Pride issue. Okay, that's good.
I guess it is.
We're
Okay.
look at the mail here. Okay.
Gays on Film. Oh my
Okay.
God. So that is David Bieber. I think the Phoenix Princess stuff. Obama, first president to support marriage equality.
Bay Windows. There you go. That's the Bay Windows.
Yeah, but look at how thin all the magazines have gotten. These things used to be vibrant. This
They're
is
lucky they're printing it all. Trust me. I mean, it's internet.
well, the Brattle Theater. You know how cool that is.
Yes, I know
Thank
how
God
cool
they
it is.
still have a schedule. But David sends me these lovely books from Michigan State University Press. Now, Tom, your life story. The best place to get it is on a university press.
Okay.
They do like 500, 600 pages. They're encyclopedic.
I remember that.
University of Massachusetts Press.
Okay.
We interview a lot of authors, and a lot of them come from the major publishers, Simon & Schuster. Stephen Davis was here last week, who has the new Carly Simon book.
Okay.
Do you know Stephen? He has a Hammer of the Gods.
I know the name.
Yeah, he's a
I
friend
don't
of
know
the,
him personally, but I know,
He's a friend of the David Bieber, James Isaacs cabal. You know James Isaacs.
Yes. Yep.
I'm trying to get all three in.
Yep.
as a
Sellers by
panel.
Starlight. Boston Phoenix. Yep.
Trying to get them all in here as a panel.
Okay, that'd be fun. Yep.
So David just sends me these packages, care packages, printing impressions from the Phoenix. I mean, hey,
Does he send all his friends these things, or just you? I mean, does he think
Probably
you need
just
this
me.
stuff?
Yeah,
mean,
I
is
think
it-
it's just me.
Is he cleaning his closet out, or what's he doing?
no, we just send junk to each other. I sent him.
Okay, that's great.
I send him autographs. So I have people autograph at the show. Stephen Davis, well, not Stephen Davis, they're friends. But, we had Nana Hey Hey Kiss 'Em Goodbye in
Okay.
here. Gary DiCarlo, the singer of Steam.
Okay.
So I have Gary sign an autograph. Or Skip Williamson, the comic book guy with Zap Comics.
Yep.
Arcrom.
Okay.
Back in the day. So these guys, they sign autographs. I mail them to David.
Okay.
But one day I just got my Cheerios and Cheez-Its and whatever. And I said, we're going to give David a big package of just, commercial products packaging.
Okay.
Very, very nicely, I would open them up so they were, collectible, right?
Right.
I just sent him a huge package. He goes, I didn't know if you were mad at me, if it was a joke, and then I just burst out laughing. It was great. So I send him autographs usually, but
Okay.
for years we've just been sending junk to each other.
Well, that's great. It keeps the post office in business.
I mean,
This is, this
yeah.
is great.
And Steve
They're loving you
Mindich,
at the post office.
Steve Mindich contributed $5.04 to the. Hey, he just got $11 million for FNX,
Oh, please.
which means you only have a couple of weeks left to get this on the local show
I
on there.
know. It's a sad day. Trust me. It's
Did you go to FNX with the local product?
Oh, sure. We've been on there millions of times. Oh,
I mean, recently. Yeah, no,
I sent it in, and we'll see what happens. But actually, they played. I put out a single.
remember,
She's Bad
yes.
and Media Madness
Okay.
about a year ago, and they played Media Madness from this a year ago.
FNX, that's good.
Yes, oh yeah. They've been great to us. They've been great to Ball and Pivot. They've been great to the Atlantics. FX has been great to us every year for years. I remember back in 1983 when Steve Stricker was the music director,
Good guy.
taking our EP in there from
Great
Ball and
guy.
Pivot, going to his office. Steve Stricker sitting behind the desk. We hand him his EP. He plays the EP, the first song, 2 o'clock jump. We're sitting there going, okay. And he goes, hey, it sounds good, boys. I'll play it this afternoon. It's like, great, thanks. And then we left. I mean, those were the days. You march in and get your record played that afternoon.
I'd walk
Yeah.
in with donuts and coffee, and I'd sit down with Steve Stricker and say, here's your payola. Donuts and coffee, right? That was legal.
That was legal.
And, we'd laugh. He's a great guy, but his door was open to us.
Right, and BCN was the same way. The Atlantics had so many cassettes played on BCN.
I
By
remember.
Mark and Ken, those guys. Weekend was a cassette.
Pop
Shivers
Shivers.
was just a cassette.
I knew that.
And they played it on the air. It was great. So, God bless Boston radio.
Matter of Time,
You
Girls
know?
Night Out was a cassette.
Yeah.
That song was a hit. I wish they did that in
Yeah.
a bigger studio,
And you've got Carmelita, you've got NBR, you've got all these great people and great stations still in Boston. So
Do you go visit Doug Mascott at Salem State University?
I have not visited him,
Do you know him?
not personally.
Oh, Doug's a dear friend. So
Well, tell him to. Yeah, I'll
Sunday-
go there. I'll go anywhere.
every Sunday. So if he's having a big special celebration this Sunday, if you want to go, it's 9 a.m. till noon at Salem State College. I will email
I got
you
some
guys.
kind of deal about that on the Facebook or something. Yeah.
Okay, but if you want to go the next week or the week after that, you can go in anytime.
Okay.
If you go another week, you'll get more time
Okay.
because there's going to be a lot of bands there on Sunday.
Well, I'll wait till whatever.
Yeah, Dougie's cool, and he and
Cool.
Carmelita are the two longest running local DJs. He's been doing it 27 years.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Carmelita's great. I was on her show last year for Pistonhead the book, the novel, because I wrote a book.
Oh, to go with.
Well, the book came first, and the CD came. The novel Pistonhead. I should have brought a copy of it. The novel is about a guy in a band in Boston, and the band's called Pistonhead. It's like a metal band. I'll send you a copy.
Yeah, my guitar player. You wrote about him,
Your guitar player?
Fred. I'm just sending Fred some love.
No. The protagonist is a guy named Charlie Sinclair. But he is the guitar player in the band Pistonhead.
You know Fred will be watching this. So do you get nervous?
Fred, are you watching this?
If I tell you someone was watching you on YouTube last night, I get this email on Facebook. I was watching the Atlantics on Facebook on YouTube last night. Does it make you nervous? People are watching you.
No, it's the whole point. I mean, they're supposed to watch. You want more of them watching.
Her name is Tontaleo. Do you know Tontaleo?
No, but maybe I should.
Oh yeah, scenester. Oh yeah, she's a scenester back in the day. She used to hang out with Lou Miami,
Okay.
but she co-hosted this show. I had her interview Fred Schneider.
Tontaleo.
Yeah.
Tontaleo. Hi,
Gail
Tontaleo.
Hodges.
How you
Gail
doing?
Hodges. But
Gail Hodges. How you doing?
Gail was watching you on YouTube last night because I said Tom Hauck on Visual Radio WinCam tonight, and she writes down, I was watching him on YouTube last night.
Well, thank you.
See, you didn't even know it.
Tell all your friends. I mean, millions more.
I mean, no, it's great.
No, I'm not made nervous by it. I'm gratified by it.
I am.
You're at a loss for words. You got no words to
I'm
say.
telling Tontaleo right now. No, it's Bluesheimer's. I'm in slow motion, Tom. Tontaleo, you'll be watching this video, and you're gonna come sit here and co-interview Tom when he comes back. And
Okay.
and if Jean Martin wants to come up towards the end of the show, she can come up and talk. And if not, no, she doesn't want to come up. We have an audience here.
Okay. Audience, a live studio audience. Yeah, applaud. There you go.
But we're having fun here with Tom from the Atlantics and Ball and Pivot, and what a marvelous time it was. So the new CD is out, and the website is Something Hot.
No, it's just the label for the Atlantics. The Piston Head you can get on CD Baby, which we all know, and on iTunes.
We don't talk about where you can get it, but where is your website?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Where's my website?
Is there a website for this?
No, that's why I'm telling you about the other stuff.
Okay. Do you have a Tom Hauck or an Atlantic's website?
Not really. Not standalone. I have a Thomas Hauck website, but it's for my editing business, which is my business.
You edit?
I'm a professional ghostwriter and editor. That's what I do for work. I gotta make money somehow.
So all those articles I thought I wrote, you wrote. Ghostwriter. I mean, I don't know. Do you go into people's brains and they're writing and they think they're writing, but it's you?
No, this is a whole separate topic for a whole separate show.
Okay.
But
it was just.
If you Google Thomas Hauck, my website will come up, and you will see none of this because it's completely professional. It has to do with my business. So as far as the music goes, I use these other websites like Reverb Nation. Okay.
Oh no, you're on Reverb Nation.
Yes.
So people can go and get the sound bites for free.
Yes.
There are sound bites up.
In fact, right now you can download a new song called "Bang Your Head" for free.
Free stuff we can talk about.
On, can I say where? On CD Baby. It's for free. You can go there right now and download it for nothing for a limited time before I yank it and make it 99 cents.
You can't say
it's
that.
brand new.
See, that's what you can't say.
I can't say that. I didn't say it. You didn't hear me say that.
But you can. But free is good. So CD Baby, go into Google and put Tom Hauck CD Baby. And what's the song title?
It's called "Bang Your Head" because I'm putting out some additional tracks that aren't on the CD.
So get it for free, because free is good and we give away free things. And anyone who didn't hear what he just said, we'll send you a free record. You can have a free record of mine, or we'll even give you a free Buzzy Linhart, because we give free things away. In fact, Tom Hauck is our winner tonight. You just got Buzzy Linhart.
All right.
Remember, you got to have friends.
You got to have friends, yeah. Like cool cover art.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Buzzy's my dear friend. He sometimes co-hosts the show.
Okay.
And
there you go.
See, we give free
I
products.
got all kinds of free swag here. This
Ball
is better
and
than
chain.
the Oscar after party hoo-ha.
Ball and Chain.
Ball and Chain.
Joe Black goes back 30 years.
Man.
But he was in the hard rock scene while you were in the pop scene.
Okay.
But Joe wants you to have that, so there it is.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Joe Black. Joe Black wants you to have that.
Thank you, Joe Black.
No, it's like we want our guests to get freebies.
Recorded at the Compound in Rentham, Mass, huh?
Yeah.
Kissy Pig Studios.
You know, all our
Milford,
colleagues from the day, everyone is like fine wine. They've gotten better with time.
Well,
You're doing an amazing job releasing the Atlantic stuff. I mean, that's...
Well, thank you. That's actually Paul Crusoe was very helpful with that because he'd mastered the original Atlantic stuff. Oh, ringing.
It's time for some sports. Do you like sports?
Hello.
Hello, Joe.
I know who it is. Gene, do you know who it is?
Of course, Johnny Byers.
It's Johnny Byers. Say hi to Gene Martin.
Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Say hi to Tom Hauck.
Who? I missed that.
What happened to the Red Sox tonight?
They're off. They're not playing until tomorrow.
What happened to the Celtics last night?
They lost, of course.
I think they threw the game for a Game 7.
No, that's the last thing you want, because in a Game 7, anything can happen. You want to get it just like tonight in Indiana. Miami wants to finish this series off tonight because they don't want to have to deal with the Game 7, even though they have the home court for the game. Anything can happen.
Yep. So what's going on? What's on your mind? And keep it clean.
No.
You know what I mean?
I never get dirty with you.
Not dirty. I just don't want to, I don't want you talking about the front page of the Medford transcript where it says, deal signed, Cavelli gone. Because you have a tendency to do that.
That's old news. That's old news.
So I did it. No, it's on the front page of today's transcript.
Yeah, well, I mean, nothing really. I mean, I know when last we talked, we hadn't had the celebrities pass away. That passed away, of course,
Donna Summer last Thursday.
And then within a couple of days after that, Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees.
But earlier in the week, Duck Dunn.
Yes.
You knew that. So there were 3 that week: Duck, Donna, and Robin.
Yep.
Duck Dunn is on a lot of your favorite records, Johnny, but you don't know it. He's a great session man.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I don't listen to music that much, so I don't know what's on the records. I mean, I'm busy into my sports, and of course, making a nuisance of myself at the Memphis City Council.
Well, I got shut down this week. They censored me.
No, that.
They
How's that?
censored me. I loved it.
Yeah, well,
You know what I said to Mr. Mayako?
do we?
I said, we will vote you
Well,
out. We will
yeah.
vote you out of office, sir. He doesn't like me. I don't know. I'm so likable.
You're so likable. I don't know. I don't understand.
They don't want anyone talking
How can anyone not like you?
because they like
I
to
don't want
censor
anyone talking because it's their little game.
at the city
Once-
council.
Once you interfere in their little game,
City politics is just a
unless
rat's
you're
nest
friends
anyway.
with them, like me, I can interfere in their little game, and they'll let me because they know that if I get mad enough, they better watch out because they know me very well.
That could be construed as a threat, John.
What?
Nothing.
You know where they have nasty city politics?
Where?
Rockport.
Rockport. A little
Nasty.
town.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Sorry. Anyway, that's enough. Okay.
Well,
you see it on TV?
we
Do you have
don't want to
Verizon or
talk politics here, but we do.
Yeah, it's in the paper all the time.
We do have lots going on here in the city of Medford. I mean, we got we finally got after a lot of complaining, we finally got competition for cable in this couple of months back, and according to what I've been hearing, people are starting to make the move from Comcast to Verizon because you get better deals with Verizon than you do with Comcast.
You know, Johnny, you should write to the paper because Michael Marks is pushing for the new satellite dish ordinance, and you spoke at the council about it. I think you should write to Nell because he's really on a tear, but I don't see where he's going to get with it. He doesn't like all the dishes.
But
on there.
anywhere, for
No,
the simple
no.
reason, I used to have dishes for a long time, and basically, what he's failing to understand is that the dish companies tell you when you're gonna move, just leave dish behind, and they'll give you a brand new one wherever you move to.
Of course, it's good for their business.
And also the fact that he's not really understanding too, which a lot of people don't realize, is that the satellite dish has to be on the southeast side of your house. Whatever side of the house is the southeast side of your house, whether it be the front, the back, or the left or right side, whatever side is the southeast portion of the house, that's where the dish has to be. Because
Johnny, you explained it to him, and I think he heard you loud and clear. He just wants to ignore it because he has his issue, his agenda. And like Tom was just saying about other towns, you know, they just drive their agenda.
Well, no, Joe, a couple of months back, Channel 5 did one of their Team Investigative 5 reports on this in one of the ritziest areas of Boston, where they showed this house with about 20 to 30, maybe even 40 or more satellite dishes on it.
Well, they're trying to get the Atlantics on all different, and Tom Hauck, they're just trying to get it out of the atmosphere, so they need 40 dishes to find the different foreign stations playing him.
That's right.
Hey, John, it is good hearing from you.
Yeah, and I'll be talking to you maybe next week.
Are you going to be at the council, I hope, on Tuesday?
I'm going to try to. If not, I mean, I did find out a little medical news on myself today. I'm suffering from a broken toe, so I'm really limited in moving around. So I gotta be careful of that. So.
Well, you know, you kicked Paul Camuso, and that's what happens. Oh, you kicked him verbally, I get it.
I kicked him verbally. He don't want to have anything to do with it.
I'll just end the phone call saying I was going to the bank yesterday around the corner here, and who was in his shorts and T-shirt loading his car but Paul Camuso.
Oh, God.
I told Jeannie, we were so polite to each other, you thought we were the best of friends. If people saw us waving and cheering, they didn't see what we were thinking. They just saw us being so polite to each other. It was...
Right. Okay, I'll be talking to you next week, Joe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Actually, I have no problem with Paul Camuso, but we really hate each other at the council. But you see, we can see each other on the street. Joe, how are you today? Paul, I'm great. I mean, you know. And I'll see you Tuesday night, and you're...
Well, it's like Tip O'Neill and Ronald Reagan, you know? The good old days.
They're best of friends to go golfing, right?
That's the way it should be in Washington.
But Jeannie, I haven't thrown anything at them yet, have I? No, see? Now,
Okay. All right, that's good.
I don't know if we're going to go far into this, but I just want to say that in the Herald yesterday was this huge full page on Brad Delp and the Delp-Schultz relationship and the Herald lawsuit that Tom Schultz filed against the Herald.
Oh, my.
Did you know about this?
I did not know that. I did not know this.
But, you know,
Why is he
obviously,
suing them?
Well, they said that he caused the death of Brad Delp.
He caused it?
Yeah. They're
How did he
blaming-
cause it?
You know, and so it gets really ugly. But it's like the newspaper is using their own paper to defend themselves. So they're spinning the story their way.
Well, it's a tabloid, what do you expect?
I know. It's a pretty rough story, and poor Tom has to read it.
I'll Google it and I know I'd not heard about this. So.
Oh, the track gals, yeah, they were sued by Tom Schultz for libel. So it's
We played with Boston once.
Did you?
Yes, University of North Carolina in Charlotte.
Oh, they had to go to North Carolina to play with one of
No, this is funny. It's a quick story.
Local
Actually,
bands.
Fred knows more details than I do, but so this is after the Roxy tour. We're playing some dates around New England and places like that, in our little station wagon. And then MCA sent us down to Asheville, North Carolina, the University of North Carolina, for a big rock festival. It was Poco, Atlanta Rhythm Section,
Wow.
us, in our little coats and ties, and our little short haircuts, and then Boston. And so it was the middle of the afternoon.
You were the third act on the bill?
Yeah, we were third on the bill.
That's unbelievable.
And somehow MCA had no records in the stores, of course. The MCA guy didn't even know we were going to be there. He's like, "Who are you guys?" "We're the Lance. We're on your label."
We're your project.
Yeah, we're your project. So anyway, so it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's blazing hot. We go up there. Actually, the guy from Poco, I got a kick out of this. Poco was up there, and they had some song about nighttime. Something happened at nighttime. I don't know what the song was about. And the guy from Poco goes, "Hey, everybody! I know it's real hot and sunny out here, but let's all pretend that it's nighttime. Okay? You all pretend that it's nighttime?" And we're like, this is why we're in a punk band. This is why we're in a punk band. So,
Yeah, but Poco's a legendary group.
we didn't like them, but anyway. So they played, and we played. And Tom Schultz, I met him briefly. He was a nice guy. He came around, but he was unhappy that there were only something like 25,000 people there. It was less than he had wanted or expected. We were like 25,000.
Did you do as many as that or more with the Roxy Music Tours anywhere?
No, because they were not nearly as big as Boston. No, Roxy was never that big. I mean, the biggest crowds we had were probably, like Beacon Theater in New York, so it's like 5,000.
That's still,
still pretty big. I mean, New York in the big cities, Roxy was popular. In places like Denver, we played nightclubs, just little clubs, because
Whoa.
they were just, it was still.
Wish I were there.
Roxy was still
Oh my God,
too scary and too avant-garde for Middle America.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, sure, it was fun.
Roxy in a nightclub? I could never imagine.
Well, that's because
Glad
you're in Boston. In Boston, they're playing the Orpheum.
with Rick Berlin.
Right, or whatever.
Orchestra Luna. Did you see that? You were there at that one,
I
right?
probably was.
Yeah.
I probably was at all of them. So anyway, that's, the Boston story. Nice guy, Tom Schultz. We had a good time. Then we drove back home. Having sold probably one record that someone found in the next town.
So you only went down to do the North Carolina date, drove,
And we drove home. We drove back. Well, we drove somewhere else to, I think, Long Island. We went from Long Island, Pennsylvania was Cheap Trick, I think down to North Carolina and then back again. Yeah, so.
Were you
Anyway.
going to play a song tonight?
Let's play a song.
Let's play a song and then we'll talk to our movie guy. Sorry, I've been rambling, but
That's okay.
You can come back.
Hey, it fills the dead
anytime.
airspace, You got to do something up
We
here.
don't have dead airspace. I can do 5 hours.
With you,
here.
I don't think you have any dead airspace.
We have fun. It's a fun show.
It's a fun show.
You're my second guest. I haven't been doing
Of all
this-
time or tonight? No.
We've had about 600-700 guests. I think.
Of course you have. This is the place to be. Is this mic okay? Should I move the mic, or is the union guy come out here and move it? Can I touch this? Or
You can do what you
You
like,
know,
but
I-
I'm
you know.
watching the monitor and the vocals are fine and the.
I don't know. This is gonna be fine, right?
Yep.
What should I play? Should I play? I'll play. Cool Running. Cool Running from
Piston
Piston
Head.
Head. If I remember the song. I'm living in a ball of confusion. A lot of people screaming in my ear. They say they want a revolution. It's a dangerous atmosphere. I say, yeah, I'm cool running. I say, yeah, I'm cool running. And nothing bothers me, 'cause I'm flying fast and free. Well, no one's catching me. I'm cool running. You can't catch me. No, you can't catch me. me. You can't catch me, no, no, you can't catch me. Well, everybody's got opinions about fantasies they imagine. They're popping a lot of pills from doctors and forgiving their own transgressions. I say, yeah, 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 I'm cool, cool running. I say, yeah, 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 I'm cool, cool running. Nothing bothers me, and I'm flying fast and free. Well, no one's catching me. I'm cool, cool running. You can't catch me. No, you can't catch me. You can't catch me. No, no, you can't catch me. Can't you see them going crazy? Trigger fingers itching. Can't you hear them going crazy? They spend their lives just but. Well, you know what they do, I'll tell you that. Okay, how you go? And this is where the solo is in the record, which I can't really do right now, so I'll just kind of play my way through it like this, okay? Yeah, alright. And a little more. Can't you hear them going crazy? Trigger fingers itching. Can't you hear them going crazy? They spend their lives just but. Yeah, 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 you can't catch me. No, you can't catch me. You can't catch me. No, no, you can't catch me. You can't catch me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Now I gotta fade out somehow, or end the song somehow, because on record it's a fade out, so we'll just kind of like fade it out there. How's that?
Nice.
Thank you.
Performance. We don't do performances often.
You don't? Well, you should.
No,
It's
Tom
fun.
Hauck, that's great. I don't know how you can still get up to that note that you kept hitting, because I can't do it anymore.
Well, you know, I practice.
That's
You know what I
practice
do?
makes perfect.
I sing. I'll take another phone call. There you go. The phone's always ringing. You know, you can't.
Hello.
Joe, it's Frank Delastrido. We going to talk about movies tonight?
Yes, I was just going to call you, but I'm glad you called us.
All right, how you doing?
Say hi to Tom Hauck.
Who? Hi.
Can you hear us, Frank?
I can hear you. I can't understand you, but I can hear you.
Just 1 second. Do you want to finish that thought? You were saying,
What, my little story?
yeah.
Yes, I'll tell you what I do. There's a little secret. I have Frank Sinatra's greatest hits from the 50s, from the Capitol era in my car.
Okay.
And he sings pretty much in a kind of a low tenor. He doesn't go very high. So I sing all the songs in falsetto above him.
Nice.
Just to practice. Just to practice.
What a great idea.
Because you can do it. So you hit like A, B, C maybe, you know, and it's all falsetto. And you can just sing the whole song in falsetto. Because he's singing down like an octave below you.
Tom, you got to come back. You're a great guest.
Well, I'll come back.
Great to see you. Frank, what movie do we have tomorrow night?
It's Pot of Gold, 1941. It's a musical, and it's built around a very popular radio, a big band leader who was very popular on radio and later on television, but I think he's pretty much forgotten today, so I guess we'll test your musical knowledge, because I never heard of him, but maybe you have. His name is Horace Heidt.
No.
You hear of him?
No.
Horace Heidt and his musical nights. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
No!
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, he was quite popular. I'd never heard of him either until you asked me to look into this movie. And he plays himself in it. And the best part of the movie is the musical numbers. It's got an A-list cast. Jimmy Stewart is the star. Paul F. Goddard's the leading lady, and they were big stars at the time. And Horace Heidt got third billing, but I think his band music is the best thing about the movie. Interesting thing for Jimmy Stewart, this came out 5 weeks after he won the Academy Award. He won it for The Philadelphia Story, a 1940 movie, so he actually received the award in late February 41, and this movie came out 5 weeks later, and then shortly after that, or maybe even before that, he was gone because he was in the Army for 4 years.
I did not know that.
And if you look at his filmography, he makes 28 films through 1941, and then all of a sudden they stop for 5 years.
Yeah, that
Comes back because he God bless him, he went in as a private and came out as a colonel. Not many men did that.
All right.
Mostly movie stars, right?
Yeah.
Hey, It's pot of gold. So what's the general theme?
The general theme is, well, it's kind of a Frank Capra style musical. Jimmy Stewart is a kind of an altruistic music store owner, and his music, you know, it's hard to make money in the music business then. It's hard now. So his store goes bust, and he winds up relying on his kind of crotchety old uncle, but he never loses his love for music. And living next door is this big band which plays music through the whole movie, driving the uncle crazy, but making Jimmy Stewart as happy as can be, and he falls in love with Paulette Goddard. Now, you'll figure all that out in the first 5 minutes of the movie, so the rest of it you can just sit back and enjoy. I haven't spoiled it for you.
And it's just great music, huh?
I like it. I like, you know, if you like big band music, if you like the big, you know, the 1940s musical numbers, you will enjoy it.
Frank Sinatra we were just talking about.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah. All right. And, yeah, I guess Frank Sinatra was just starting out in Hollywood when this movie
He was a
came out.
he was a crooner back during the war. He
Yeah.
he didn't get drafted because of his ear.
Yeah, I think you'll find the plot starts off. I mean, the music is good throughout. The plot starts off kind of familiar. It gets a little weak, but then it picks up at the end. It's got a, you know, it picks up a lot of energy near the end of the film.
This movie?
The producer of this movie is James Roosevelt, whose father was president at the time. So you know, it's like the Obama girls got together and made a movie.
All right.
So, and I don't know much about James Roosevelt's movie career, but he has at least this one film to his credit.
And I'm going to tell our audience again, it's tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Pot of Gold plays here on Wingcam on the Public Domain movie. Frank is kind enough to call in. Frank, you have been playing every week because we did 3 weeks in the studio, not live. How was your journey?
Oh, see, I went to Hawaii for my son's wedding, and I was having a great time, but then the day of the wedding came, and the preacher came out with not a Bible, not a book of ceremony or prayer. He came out with his Kindle, and I felt like an old man.
A Kindle for a wedding?
Yes, he
I'm outraged. Martha Stewart is really upset.
Now, my wife enjoyed it, the ceremony, and the younger generation did. I felt like an old man. I thought some of the ritual was lost, you know?
I agree.
So it was just a shock to me that anybody would do that. I thought that would be the last holdout.
So now you have a daughter-in-law.
Now I have a daughter-in-law, and I also can say I've been to Hawaii, which is a great place to visit. Not cheap there. What are you paying for gas up in your area? Gasoline?
$3.69, $3.79.
Okay, that's pretty close to what we're paying here. I can beat that by a little, but not by much. But in
Texas. He's in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, in Hawaii, I never saw gas for less than about $4.70, and usually I was paying $4.90 a gallon.
Oh.
Now that's the bad news. The good news is those islands aren't very big, so you can't drive a heck of a lot. So you probably spend more on gasoline just day to day up in Boston, and certainly in Texas, because we can go farther before we fall in the ocean.
Now, your son and daughter-in-law, are they honeymooning in Hawaii?
They're honeymooning in Hawaii. They, I guess, destination weddings are the in thing.
Oh.
So they actually got married in Hawaii, and then now they're on their honeymoon. They'll be back in town. Oh, not this town, but they'll be back in the country next week.
I got to write that down. It's a new song title, Destination Weddings.
There you go.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
I felt I felt like an old man when I said, "What are you getting married?" And you know, people call me up and say, "Where should we get married?" And I say, "I got 2 words for you: Jersey or Disney. Take your pick." and they all laugh at me, but they're going off to these exotic places. So the downside is that you can't get a lot of the family to go. So if you want to get your family together for a wedding, you should have it next door, not across the ocean.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but
I'm wearing my Hawaiian T-shirt just in honor of your son's wedding.
okay.
Mom and Dad brought this back from my brother's wedding, so
All right.
you know,
How much time have you got left? We about out?
we've got about another minute.
Okay. Let me mention that the movie is directed by George Marshall, who you've probably never heard of him, but if you've watched 1930s and 40s movies, you had to have seen one of his movies because he was all over the place. He directed Laurel and Hardy movies. He directed Martin and Lewis movies. He directed W.C. Fields. He actually directed Jimmy Stewart in one of Stewart's best films, probably his best film before the war, Destry Rides Again. Directed Bob Hope a lot. He directed The Blue Dahlia, which is the movie that gave the Black Dahlia, the murder victim, her name.
From Medford, Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, she's your name.
My house.
Oh.
It's right near my house, the plaque. I'll have to
The
videotape
victim
it over the
was?
weekend, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Videotape it and put it on the YouTube so I can see it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it. It's right near my house in the Sunny Variety Store, right at the yield sign.
Yeah. And another thing, when Jimmy Stewart won his Academy Award 5 weeks before this movie came out, one of the actors he beat was Charlie Chaplin for The Great Dictator.
And that's our show.
That's our show. Charlie Chaplin was married to Paulette Goddard, who was the leading lady in this